Okay, so it is end of March. Some people have done it sooner, but we're going to be putting in potatoes. So what you do, you buy these seed potatoes. They're not sprayed. They don't, so they are natural. So they promote the little buds. Let's see if I can, so they promote those little sprouts. And these are the ones you can put in the ground. So you buy these seed potatoes, or you can buy the stuff from the store. But again, if they have been sprayed to inhibit this, they're not going to grow. So they do need these little sprouts. Sometimes if you leave them in the pantry for too long, you see these. So you buy these, and what I've done a couple of days ago, I've cut them. So I like to have at least one or two of these little nodes on there. And I do cut them, so this technically gives me more potatoes to put in, because out of one potato I could have 2 or 3. So I have cut these. Let me see if I can show you another one. So here's another one. So you can see it has that node. I don't know what you call it, sprout. It sprouted, and then I cut it. So it has been a couple of days. So now this has technically kind of scabbed over, so less chances of it potentially rotting in the ground and stuff like that, because it's scabbed over. So this is when you want to put it in, after you've kind of cut them. Some people don't cut them. They think that they turn out a little smaller when they grow out of one of these rather than a full one. But I like to have maybe more, and if they're a little smaller, that's okay. So we're going to prepare the soil for the potatoes, and something to keep in mind, they grow up, so they don't grow down. So what I like to do is put them as low as possible and only cover them a little bit. And then when you see the green, then you cover a little bit more. So you keep covering them, and then you mound them almost. So I like to go low because I know they're going to grow up, not down, and then just keep adding soil as soon as I see a little bit of green and the leaves coming out. So once you get a little stem, leaves coming out, so probably in a month or two, and then you keep adding soil. So reduce that stem, I guess, down, and that's going to keep growing. And out of that, there are going to be more potatoes. So that's what you want to remember. It doesn't go down, they grow up. So you want to keep adding soil. And I think this is dependent on the potato too. So don't quote me on that because I'm not too familiar. I usually grow like Yukon Gold or Russets personally. But yeah, let's go do it. Okay, so let's see what we're faced with here. So I haven't uncovered this bed since fall. And what we've done here, just to try out for the first year, we've put alfalfa actually down. So organic, not sprayed, second cut. Fingers crossed it didn't have any seeds, or we're going to be growing a lot of alfalfa. So I did put that, it's high in nitrogen. So I did cover most of the beds in that to give it a try, and we shall see how it goes. I did also try to propagate elderberry. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to give it a little more time. I did cuttings from one of our bushes here, and I put them in. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes as well, but that's in here. But I think this is a great spot for potatoes. It's just big enough. It's going to be out of the way, and I don't have to think about it because it is a little deep. I think it's about 4-5 feet deep. So it is a little inconvenient if I needed to weed or do anything in the far side there. So yeah, let's see what we got working. Let's see what we're working with. The soil's nice and moist. Honestly, we do our best not to till, so everything keeps the microbes and everything alive in the soil. We have amazing earthworms in here, and they're just really, really happy. So I don't even pull roots out. I do with the weeds, of course, but I don't pull roots out when it comes to the vegetables when they're out now, like the tomatoes, for example. I just cut them at the stem, let the roots decompose into the ground, and it feeds the microbes and the worms and stuff like that. So really, really healthy. And of course, we want to protect the soil as much as possible, year round. So we do, that's why I put the alfalfa down and see how we do. So yeah, so it's really moist. Like this hasn't dried out at all, and we've had a fair bit of rain, but we also had sunshine. So this is nice to see, and it is really moist. It looks dark, like it's beautiful. So yeah, so we're just going to prepare this for the potatoes, and I'll show you how I do that after I clean this up. What's really great about this, it's also weed suppression. So I only see a few things of weeds, like it's really suppressed a lot of the weeds, which is really nice. And leaving the soil healthy for when we're ready to plant. I think one of the most time-consuming things on a homestead is trying to find the tools that you need. I went everywhere looking for the shovel and for the snips and for the wheelbarrow, but here we are. Okay, let's see where I can put this. So, yeah, I think that's like something's going to take 10 minutes. It's really going to take 20 because you need to make sure you allocate enough time to find stuff. And yeah, so I'm going to clean all this up too because I leave these old stems and stuff that's died off. I guess I leave them more for the bugs, beneficial insects and stuff like that, because a lot of them would be housing in here through the winter. So you know what? Yeah, it doesn't look great, but it's so important to leave it for beneficial insects. Again, I'm not pulling anything off with the root. It's just getting cleaned this up, so ready for new growth. Look at this big guy. Got to put him back in the ground, but yeah, they're really happy here. So they love the soil. Everything is covered, so it's really nice and kept them healthy. Really important for the soil. So where are we taking this, you should ask? Well, so we've cleared an area here for more parking or just storing trailers and stuff like that. And this area down here was just piles and piles and piles of cuttings from, I think maybe when they built the house or where they did some selective logging about 30 years ago. So we just gonna put manure there and just stuff to decompose. So we call it the train station, which is really funny. So that's where I put all the scraps and stuff like that. So we're going to get this ready for potatoes. So I'm going to do just rows and just cut into them. And again, we're going to be putting the soil back slowly. So I just want to go as deep as possible. And I put flaggies in on some of the perennial stuff that I don't want to forget about. So there's little flaggies there, so I know that there are perennials or whatever I've put in there a year ago or something like that. So again, we're just gonna go as deep as possible because we gotta go up with potatoes. So I don't want to be bringing too much soil in. I want to make sure that I can use whatever soil I have here. And of course, if I have to, I will. I love bringing in compost and stuff like that. So I'll do that as well. We're just going to continue with the rest of the bed. So here Derek is putting them in. So you'd want them about a foot apart, and you want the nodes, those little eyes, sticking up. So you want those up and about a foot apart. We're probably going to do a little bit less just to squeeze them in. Yeah. And then again, we're just going to softly cover them and keep covering them as soon as we get more of the greens coming out. So once we see greens about maybe, I would say about 4 inches or something like this, then we kind of bring in more soil. So again, I want to use the soil here. Yeah, just cover it up, just not too much, just to give them enough time to start growing. And then we're just going to keep adding as we go. All right, so we're going to do another row. So again, we're just going to leave that there for later. And I'm just going to create another row to plant potatoes. So they're about just over a foot from each other, giving them enough space to grow. And just moving the soil to the side here. And I think I got some perennials there, so I won't get too close to the fence. The soil's looking so good. We've protected it all winter long, and it just looks black. It's absolutely amazing. We found worms in here already, so it's very happy. It's nice to see. Yeah, and again, we're just gonna go as deep as possible. We have clay here, but it doesn't matter because potatoes are growing up. So potatoes should be about 4 to 6 inches below ground. So we're just going to put a little bit more soil down. And then again, keep adding as we see green. Tea break. Hi, Hera. Yeah, you didn't want me to hold you last time. Kitty. Aw.